Good afternoon, traders. It's March 24th, Tuesday, and we just had a little bit of after hours action, but other than that, there was some decent movement in the room this morning. I saw at least one good play, and sounded like a couple people got it, so why don't you show us what happened, George?
Yep. I only got the one good play. Also, I attempted. I kind of barely ended up positive myself, just because the first one played out perfectly fine, and then the second one not so much. So let's start with the ES here. All right. So as you can kind of see, it mostly went sideways, and the conversation in the room starts here right about 9:20. So here we are. And what was important to note at this moment in time was that we were already in a move that had started from, again, the Globex session. So you can kind of look back here. We'd already had a pretty significant drop. So it was just one of those points where we started off with. It's imperative to know that we're already below the decision point, which was back here at 6:04. So we let the group know that we're already here. So realistically, in an ideal world, because you don't know if it's going to happen, but it's better to let it come back to you rather than chase always. They said, let it at least try to come back to at least the decision point. And if we can do that, we've got downside targets as well as a has to hold, even kind of breaking up the targets. So that would have been nice had it come closer to this, because we could have basically had two positions running at the same time, one for the upside potential, and then this one, of course, to finish off these targets. So as it came down, it came within a point and a quarter, point and a half of the actual target. So that was unfortunate. It just missed it. Came back to revisit decision point, and then we had given a has to hold that was above us right up here at 66.24. So as you can see, the drawings today are pretty limited. There's not a whole lot to talk about other than that, just because we were already in this existing move, which we nearly got to, just barely missed us. But you were still, if I just look at the points here, so 66.04, even to where it got to, yeah, it still dropped over 30 points just to get to here. So obviously, plenty of time and space to take profit and be profitable on that trade. I know this was the winner for me. I was able to take profit a couple times before we got there, and then I attempted the has to hold, and that one, of course, ultimately wicked me out, and I didn't attempt it again after that. And then yeah, here we are in the aftermarket or after hours, and yeah, we're getting some kind of action. So we've shot up here. So I guess we'll look at that tomorrow and see what's going on. NQ, also pretty short storyline. It was playing out the exact same setup. So find our 920. Here's our 920 bar. Same deal. We were already in the move. They had already broken below decision point back at around 8:35 in the morning. So I draw my little box for folks, so they understand, like, this is with respect to like buy low, sell high. Where is high and where is low? Well, if high is up here near the decision point, low is going to be down here where the targets are. So that's really the same thing. We started off here. We got the bounce. It was, again, it was great. This one actually went to target one at least. So we jumped in here. I did the same trade on the NQ as I did the ES. Took profit at the actual targets. And then it just went sideways for, gosh, about an hour. And then we finally got a has to hold on the NQ. It wicked it pretty hard. So not something I would presume that a lot of folks were able to maybe hold through. I know that I would probably have not made it either. But nevertheless, it did come all the way back down quite close to the first target all over again. And then after that, it was the same story. I was like, if it breaks this has to hold on, or sorry, if it breaks the minor has to hold in the NQ and it breaks the has to hold on the ES, I was just telling the room that we're done posting for the day, just because structure was ultimately going to be broken to the point that it's not that we can't come back again. It's not that we can't fall again. but they're clearly kind of rebuilding what they're attempting, and they decided that what they had already started was no longer worth continuing. So, and I'll talk to that actually for 2 seconds. This is why it's so incredibly important to know where the market can potentially go. This is why we do it the way we do it in the room, and we put the projections out there as far as what the market tells us. And the market said, this is the target. This is where we can make it to. So even if I flip back to the ES for 2 seconds, since we kind of had a short explanation day today, if I go back to here, knowing that target 1 was right here, and knowing that you had already made a 30-point fall to get there, it's pretty logical to think that most people don't even need 30 points in a day. So that in and of itself is pretty awesome. But to know that targets also mean that that's kind of the potential of the market for the movement itself, then you won't get too greedy and try to hold on to things you shouldn't. So there's my 2 cents for the day.
Very good. It's pretty simple. Like I said, I thought I saw one good trade and heard a couple people got one. One of the guys said, "Man, I only got 8 points, but heck, 8 points is pretty good when you're when you're trading the ES and the wild days we've had lately." So I think he was happy and said he was going to get a coffee. So that worked out pretty good for him. Yep.
No, it was a good day. It was so profitable, but you did have to take a couple stabs at it. So it is what it is.
Okay, well, we'll see everybody tomorrow, Wednesday. George usually pops in the room about 9:20, but if you're a ChartCast subscriber, you'll notice that he's been pretty consistent about posting earlier in the day. So keep an eye on your charts, and he always posts in the discussion, says, "Hey, I'm casting," so that's how you know. And if you haven't already joined our free trial, please click the link down below and come join us for a week and see what's going on over here. Thanks.
Yep. Thanks as always, guys.